What did you do with my uncle? Has violently angry knowing all shocking the truth about Meg with Andrew. Maxwell's unofficial biographer has suggested that Meghan Markle may have met Prince Andrew via Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein years before she met Prince Harry. The UK's The Steeple Times in 2020 reported that a renowned journalist tipped them off to inquire whether the now Duchess of Sussex meet Prince Andrew as a friend of the convicted pedophile Epstein. Before she met Harry, this question was revisited by Summers, the author of Seen Maxwell, an unauthorized biography, in a new podcast shared on YouTube in which she explored the connections between Markle. Her close friend Marcus Anderson Epstein Maxwell and Prince Andrew suggested that Markle's friend Anderson may have been a connector to Epstein as far back as 2001. Summers shared that the media may find a photo of Markle on a yacht in Phuket, Thailand, cavorting with Prince Andrew. Maxwell Summers also claimed that Markle had been invited to the Yacht Week 2016, an event later described at Sodom and Tomorrow at Sea by GQ, although it remains unclear whether the Duchess of Sussex attended the event. The author further said on Twitter the Duchess of Sussex is controlled by the same forces that controlled Jeffrey Epstein. In other news, Prince Harry refused to tell Prince Charles about the contents of his new memoir during a meeting with a royal commentator. Has claimed the Duke of Sussex, 37, has written the work and a completed manuscript has been signed off by lawyers. However, the memoir is believed to be caused tensions among senior royals. Harry met Charles while the Duke visited Windsor on his way with his wife Meghan Markle to the Invictus Games in the Netherlands. In April, Neil Sean, citing a royal source, said Harry refused to talk about what he put down in his book. The refusal reportedly led to the Prince of Wales stopping the meeting after 10 minutes. Mr. Sean added, "We know Prince Charles spent very little time with his son. Prince Harry Charles wanted to have a one-to-one chat, but that ended up being a very brief meeting." According to a very good source, allegedly Prince Harry refused to detail anything about his forthcoming memoir to Prince Charles. The big sticking point this year is the Queen's Platinum Jubilee and the 75th year of Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall. Charles doesn't want any negativity. Mr. Sean explained that according to his good source, Harry refused to share what he had written in his memoir. He added, "It has been pushed back and Charles will have to wait and see." Like the rest of us, publisher Penguin Random House announced last year that the memoir would hit the shelves sometime in 2022. There have since been reports the intimate and heartfelt work co-written with a ghostwriter could be out in November. A publishing source told The Sun the manuscript has been finished and going through all of the legal processes. It's done and out of Harry's hands. The publishing date has been pushed back once, but it is on track for the end of the year. Royal watchers have warned the memoir could reignite tensions that the royal family has sought to diffuse. Harry said in a statement announcing the book, "I'm writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become. I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope is that in telling my story about the highs and lows, the mistakes and the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think." The prince is to donate proceeds from the book to charity. Harry will be following in his wife's footsteps after she saw her own book The Bench published. It tells the story of a relationship between a father and son. It is based on Harry and the Sussex son Archie. The work was inspired by a poem the Duchess of Sussex wrote for her husband on Father's Day and a month after their son was born. Harry also follows other royals who have penned works, including Prince Charles, who wrote The Old Man of Lochnagar, which is based on stories he would tell brothers Andrew and Edward. The Duke of York's ex-wife Sarah Ferguson has also written a number of children's stories. Backlash. Harry's new bombshell memoir fell on deaf ears after facing a hostile response from the royal prince. Harry has been branded thoughtless by a royal historian who claimed that by bringing out a memoir he will distract attention away from the monarchy. Harry, 37, and his wife Meghan Markle, 40, stepped down from their positions in the royal family in January last year and moved to the U.S. His grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, 95, confirmed in February of this year that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would not return as working royals. The monarch issued a statement following a 12-month review of Harry and Meghan's positions. She said that all are saddened by their decision, and the Duke and Duchess remain much-loved members of the family. In July, Harry announced that he would offer an intimate and heartfelt memoir about his time in the royal family. He said the book would cover his life of service from childhood to the present day and would touch on his family life. His announcement fueled speculation that he would address reports that a rift had emerged between him and Meghan and some of his family's royal experts. Dr. Edward Owens claimed Harry will be taking the limelight away from the royal family with his memoir. The historian and former university lecturer wrote the book The Family Firm Monarchy Mass Media and the British Public 1932-53 speaking about Britain's current monarchy. Dr. Owens claimed it's perhaps a little thoughtless, maybe he hasn't thought it through very carefully. He is distracting attention away from the monarchy and that is the concern every time. The royals are not at the center of the limelight, that's a concern. Harry and Meghan have denied reports of a rift between them and other royals including the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and his wife Kate. Dr. Owens claimed that Buckingham Palace may be preparing a strategy to reclaim some of the attention away from Harry and Meghan. He said the royal family may be pursuing a similar approach to when the former King Edward VIII published his highly controversial memoir in 1951. He said in direct response to Edward's attention-seeking with his memoir, the royal family did a lot more promotion of the British royal family, especially around the young family of our current queen. She was the antidote to Edward. She received more attention in 1948 and 1949 than she ever had before. The royals wanted to distract the British reading public away from Edward's memoirs and they thought that if they gave Elizabeth lots of good coverage that would act as a distraction. Dr. Owens claimed that the royal family will already be concerned about Harry's memoir and may be lining up other royals such as the Cambridge in a bid to reflect the monarchy in a good light. He said already there will be some anxiety at the court. Of course, they are going to be worried. This is another thing that they cannot control. The royal family is obsessed with control and when they can't control events, they are inevitably very anxious and even fearful. They are going to be celebrating William and Catherine and their young family in direct opposition to Harry's narrative. There is going to be a lot of positive attention devoted to Cambridge and they will have their statements ready. Buckingham Palace will be carefully thinking about how they respond to the Harry memoir. Harry's memoir is due to be published in the UK next year by Penguin Random House with all proceeds set to be donated to charity. The book will be published in print and digital formats in the US by Random Houses and in Canada by Random House Canada. Transworld, an imprint of Penguin Random House UK, will publish the book in Britain with additional publishing territories to be announced at a later date. An audiobook edition will be released simultaneously by Penguin Random House, and audio terms for the worldwide agreement has not been